All right, welcome back, everybody. WHIP coming to you live today from Edberg Olson Hall at the Temple Football Facility as the Cherry and White game is Saturday at 1 p.m. Time right now is 11:44. We've done a lot of talk with the coaches. Coach Matt Rule and Coach Glenn Thomas stopped by earlier in the show. Now it's time to talk to some of the players, and Kyle Friend and Tyler Matakevich both join us. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah.
We're doing good. So this Cherry and White game is very interesting this year because in years past you would have the offensive guys divided up into the Cherry and White and the defensive guys divided up into the Cherry and White teams. This year, because of some injuries, the offense is going to be the White team and the defense is going to be the Cherry team. So we're going to start with you, Kyle, since we know offensive linemen like to talk a lot of trash going back and forth. Why is the White team going to be victorious on Saturday?
Well, I mean, I think it's a good opportunity to see ones versus ones, and I think it's a good opportunity to see, where actually your offense stands versus a good defense like ours. And I'm just excited for us to actually get in the game mode and start playing and see how we move the ball.
And then Tyler, we'll get to you. Why is the Cherry team going to win on Saturday?
Oh, clearly because we're the better side of the ball. No, I'm kidding. No, like he said, it's a great opportunity. To be with the ones and stuff like that. You're in a rhythm and stuff like that. So I know, especially from the offensive standpoint, I was talking to PJ and stuff, and he was saying he would really like to keep it with the ones just so he doesn't break that rhythm up that he has with certain wide receivers.
And you guys had a really spectacular year on the defensive side of the ball. And the scary part is, which is a good thing for you guys, is you return so many pieces. So how does this defense, as you're a senior leader of this defense, get better in the year of 2015?
The hardest thing is you never can be satisfied. There's so many areas where we can improve. And, when you watch the film, Coach Rule broke down one of the games, the Memphis game and stuff like that, and you see if we just did a few things differently in that game, we would have easily won and stuff like that. So when you go back and you watch a film, it definitely makes you a little more frustrated, but definitely fuels the fire and just gets you so excited to get back out there and fix those mistakes so they never happen again.
And you have 10 or 11 guys banged up right now on the defensive side of the ball, so that means you're going to get to see some of these younger guys play. And there was a lot of guys that were redshirted last year. Who were some players that really surprised you so far on the defensive side of the ball that maybe we didn't see last year?
I think Michael Dogby up front, he's going to be something special. You got Jared Folks at linebacker, Jaquise Thomas at safety, and then, everyone knows Kareem Ali coming in as a mid-year. These are some guys that I really think will step up for us in the spring game, and everyone will get a chance to see him.
Kyle Friend and Tyler Matakevich are here as we're broadcasting to you live from Edberg Olson Hall. And when we were talking to Matt, Kyle, he said that this offense, it's going to be very diverse this year. We're going to see a good run game and a good diversity in the passing attack as well. So when you take a look at your offensive line, how are you guys improving on both not even only run blocking but also pass blocking?
Yeah, I think we've made pretty good strides over the spring. I said this in the press conference earlier. I think Coach Weezahan has done a great job with making things really basic for these young guys to pick up and understand and just keep it pure. And I think that's helped out a lot with just guys knowing the rules, guys knowing what to do, and being able to focus on their technique more. So I think we've definitely improved in a pass blocking standpoint, but I think now we're trying to run the ball a little bit more as well, and I think we're improving on that too. So.
And last year, a big reason why you guys had so much struggles on the offensive side of the ball was because you look at the offensive line, you guys are rotating pieces in every single week. There was a new offensive line rotation because of injuries, and that happens in the course of a season. You guys know it, playing football for your whole lives. But how tough was that last year, not knowing what offensive line was really going to go each and every week?
Oh, yeah, it got tough at times. I know I played against a couple different guys on either side of me, and, sometimes you need to feel out who you're playing with. But like I said, I think Coach Weeze has done better with making it so pure that we all know one thing, we all know what to do, and it's not a lot of stuff that we need to realize and check to. And now we just, we know our role, and it's pure with everybody. So I think, moving forward, going into next year, that's going to help us out a lot.
And we know that you're going to anchor this offensive line, being the man in the middle at the center position. But around you, who are some guys that are really stepping up? Because it seems like you have a real competitive group here.
Yeah, I think Aaron Ruff, he's a freshman, and I think he got a lot better this spring. Guys like Brian Carter are starting to come along. Shabazz is getting better, and we're just looking at a couple young guys that come in and fill some spots. Maybe that sixth guy going in. Jalen Robinson at tackle, he's getting a lot better. James McHale at tackle. So those guys are, they're in that process where they're still, trying to figure everything out, but they're getting better this spring. So we're excited for those guys.
You guys are both seniors, so that is a sad but also a fun time as you try to give everything that you can back to this university, and then you start thinking about the next step in your life, which for you I would both think it would be in the National Football League. And Tyler, you told me 2 years ago that you know that this group had the talent when you guys had 2 wins and that you thought you guys could play a lot better than what you guys were playing on the field. So there was always that sense of belief that you've had knowing that this team could be a really good football team. You're number 1 under Matt Rule, like we said, only 2 wins. You're number 2, you guys get that number up to 6 wins. What do you guys have in store for your number 3? What are your expectations for this team as a whole?
I mean, like I've been saying, it's just going to be something special. It's just on us. Everything's on us, like it's always been, and I think we're finally realizing it as older guys, seniors. We've been in the program for a long enough time that it comes a time where it has to come from the players, and it's coming a time where it's just not okay to make a mistake, not okay not to do your job. And I think Kyle and myself and a few other guys have really started to get these young guys to understand that. And when we have all 11 guys on both sides of the ball doing their jobs, we can be a scary team, and that's what we're trying to emphasize.
Kyle, do you feel like it's bowl win or bust this year? You guys, I would have to imagine the expectation is to get to that bowl game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know I've told some of these guys that I've came in here with, I'm going to be disappointed if I don't leave with the ring. I mean, after all the work that we put in here, and it's just something, it's definitely my goal to leave here with the ring. So.
Coach was telling us at the end of the season last year that Kenny Harper got up in the locker room and said some pretty emotional stuff. And, obviously Coach wanted to see you guys get to that bowl game last year. But there's a moment like that. Do you remember that feeling? And it really is, don't leave any doubt, like the slogan is on your back of your shirt, and control your own destiny? Yeah,
I'll never forget when Kenny stood up. He was – we were all upset at that time, and for him to stand up and say all that stuff, it meant a lot. And it's definitely something I won't forget. So, going into the season, that's something I don't want to leave in anybody else's hands except ourselves. All
right, before we let you guys go, as Kyle Friend and Tyler Matakevich is here, we're going to play a little bit of a game. I'm going to give you a name of someone that is involved with this football program, and you just tell me that first thing that comes to mind. So, Kyle, we'll start with you. How about the little man, the big offensive line coach in Chris Weezahan? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
You can't ask me this question, man. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. You can't ask me about my coach because I can't. It's not like I can't say anything bad. But
all right. So how about something good?
He's a very hard worker. I will say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask you, Tyler. How about Mike Sarava? What's the first thing that comes to mind about Coach Sarava?
Very emotional and prideful. So.
Okay. So now let's go to your quarterback, P.J. Walker. First thing that comes to mind when you think about the man that throws the football for Temple football?
Improving. I think he's definitely improved a lot this spring, so that's what comes to my mind.
And this has been a guy, we'll get to you now, Tyler, that has been side by side for you for most of your career here at Temple football, Nate D. Smith. First thing that comes to mind when you think about Nate?
Bash Brothers.
All right, Kyle, we'll get back to you. We'll do one more. How about Matt Rule, the head football coach?
First, I think a Coach Rule is caring. He's always been there for me, no matter what. So caring comes to my mind when I think of Coach Rule.
And Tyler, I'm going to give you a fun one here because I always hear some great stories about this guy. He actually once dressed up in a Barney suit as his first job. He was a mascot. That's Sean Patton. How about the director of football operations, Sean Patton?
Little Irish man.
And then real quickly, before we let you guys run, how about Kyle for you? Tyler Matakevich. What do you think about Tyler Matakevich?
Just a passionate dude, loves the game.
And then I'll ask you the same question. Kyle Friend.
WWE ref.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. Have some fun on Saturday.
All right, thank you.
All right, there's Tyler Matakevich and Kyle Friend. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back right after these short messages.